And then when I turned 21, I was able to play clubs a little bit. You know, when I was 19, we were playing clubs, but I would go the whole night without even asking for a water because I was afraid of losing my gig. And now I'll go through like, you know, a Diet Coke and a beer every set because I'm making up for those days when I didn't even wet my whistle.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Jon Peckman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance, beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut. Come through, come over, come through, go under, go around the bridge, go under, get over the water, pull a Yui at your first light. You'll see the music store with the red neon light. That is us.
That's how I got here.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's. I was literally thinking that as I was driving over.
It's just like I described it.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It's amazing.
Yeah. So like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your families, tell your pets. We are in the process, I think, we're putting all our old shows from our formerly known as Connecticut Valley YouTube channel onto the Jon Peckman channel.
They're all up there.
They're migrating, right?
They're all up there.
They're all up there. So if you want to go back into the archives, feel free. And if you want to have your own podcast here in our beautiful studio, Dave will tell you how. And we are here today with harmonica player and singer Ryan Hartt.
Hello.
Hello. Of Ryan Hartt and the Blue Hearts.
That's it.
Who I've heard of around for a while, right?
It's 25 years.
I think that's a while.
Yeah.
That qualifies. So what are you doing now? You have a new album.
So, yep, we got an album coming out in a week. It'll be streaming in a week.
Gotcha.
October 14th. It'll be on Bandcamp and wherever finer music is sold.
Right. And it's called?
Be About It.
Oh, Be About It.
Be About It.
Not B-E-E.
No, not B.
Like
no.
Exist.
Yes, yes. I got it from, I think it was Craig Robinson, you know, the comedian who also is a musician. He was hosting, I think it was, some stand-up competition. Yeah. I can't remember what it was. But, you know, he's like, he yells, "Be About It" in the middle of it. He's like, "I just made that up." And I'm like, oh, that's kind of clever. So I started using that. And I don't think he did make it up. I think it certainly predates him. But I started using that on, you know, hey, I got a gig coming up this week. Be about it. And I'm like, oh, I'll use that enough. It's a catchphrase. I'll call my next record.
Yeah, just commit.
Yeah, that's it. Be about it.
Be about
that's
it.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Don't just talk about it.
That's it.
Be about it.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Is there a song called Be About It?
There is not.
Oh.
This is my fourth one, and only one is actually named after a song on the album.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of your thing.
Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know. The first one, we just named it after the strongest song, and then the second one, we had a buddy, he's a jazz bass player, Tom Lanowick, and, you know, everything about him is, yeah, man. He's like super laid back.
Yeah, man.
And we just all started saying that, and so we called that one, Yeah, Man.
Yeah, man.
And, oh, wait, I take back the third one. The third one is Call My Name, which is one of the songs on the,
okay.
Yeah, so 50-50, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. So it's not out yet. Do you want to address this slight? I mean, we don't have to.
No, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there was a review in Soundwaves magazine that just came out. Great review.
Right. Yeah. But I wanted to hear it. They said it was great.
Yeah.
So.
But you know, I guess I gave it to him too early, and the guy said, "Oh, I can't find it anywhere." You can't find it anywhere because it's not out yet.
Right.
But,
gotcha.
You know, it was more the tone of it was, hey, this guy's record is great, but as a businessman and a marketer, he sucks. But what can you do?
Yeah.
So, and that's he's not wrong.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess
so. This is the first one. My last one was almost 13 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So the music business has completely changed. Yeah. You can send stuff digitally now.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
back then you just had a garage full
of CDs,
exactly.
And you know, it was out when I'm trying to be a little more strategic and actually releasing it when I have gigs lined up and so on and so forth. So I guess I'm fumbling a couple of things, but eventually if you're remotely into blues or roots music in the Northeast, you'll be so sick of hearing about this thing. So, yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, he said it was good.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out.
You know,
So.
Where did you record it?
I recorded it at my old friend Jeffrey Berg's home studio in Auburn, Massachusetts.
Oh,
He
wow.
was the bass player in Hartt the Blue Hearts for 15 years.
Oh, okay.
And he started, I don't know, maybe more than that, 6-7 years ago. He just started collecting gear and has a really nice home studio.
Nice.
And I recorded it there, and I had the luxury of time, so I could really take my time.
Cool.
And, about 4 sessions over the course of... The first one was November of 2019.
Yeah.
And then the bulk of it's been in the last year and a half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a gap.
Yeah, it was hard to get guys in a room for
sure.
a few years.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember why.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Who's on it? You have a unit?
Yeah, there's
a
definitely
core.
There's a core because it's Jeff's studio.
Yep.
He's a bass player. He's literally one of the best blues bass players on the East Coast.
Cool.
So he played bass on most of it. Mike Law's on one track.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Nick Toscano, who's another guy that played with Hartt the Blue Hearts for 15 years. I've been playing with him since I was 21. So,
Wow.
he knows my shorthand.
Yeah.
He's the drummer on every single track.
Oh, cool.
On guitar, we've got a kid named Jad Tarek, who's from Memphis. He lives in Memphis.
Oh, wow.
He plays all over Memphis. Great blues and roots guitar player. Toured with a guy named John Amos for a while. And I discovered him on Instagram just because I knew John Namath, and I try to keep up with all the Memphis guys. And then he's had a video of him just kind of noodling in his house in front of a Connecticut flag. And I'm like, what's with the Connecticut? So I sent him a message. I'm like, what's with the Connecticut flag? He's like, oh, I'm from Trumbull.
Oh, hey.
So I said, well, next time you're up here, let's
yeah.
do a session and a gig. Cool. And that was like the following Thanksgiving, he came up. We did a session and a gig. And
hey, that's cool.
Only in blues can you meet a 27-year-old kid in a commuter parking lot. And you drive to Worcester, Massachusetts. You do a recording session. You play a gig, and we had an absolute blast.
And it clicked just like that because you knew you
were
like, we can get it done with this dude.
Yeah, and not only that, like on the session, I was like, don't play it like this, play it like that. Done.
Yeah,
and it was great. So he's up and coming. So
beautiful.
Jad Tarek, Nick Adams on guitar on one session, who's a Boston guy. A Ronnie Earl protege, but definitely has his own style.
Nice.
Used to play with the Racky Thomas Band for a long time. We're old friends. The Racky Thomas Band played at my wedding. Nick played in my wedding.
Nice.
At my wedding. And then Tom Ferraro on guitar, who currently plays with Sugar Ray and the Blue Tones and everybody in southern New England.
Sure.
And then Brooks Milgate on keyboards on a couple of tracks.
Nice.
And that's it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a good bunch of guys. They all got some cred.
That's awesome. Yeah, cool. So you got gigs coming up to coincide with the thingy?
I do. I have a pretty busy... I definitely have slowed down since COVID. I was, with COVID, I was kind of putting more into it than getting out of it. So if gigs came my way, I'd take them. But if I had to work too hard for them, I wasn't really doing that. But I'm not going to sell many, but at least get people to hear it. So I got a pretty busy October, November. So
that's cool.
Should I just go down the list?
What is that? You dinging?
That's not me. I'm not a dinger.
Figure out what that is. Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Mine sounds like a telegraph because I'm a history teacher.
Oh wow! All right, we'll get to that.
Right. So this Saturday, me and a bunch of old buddies, Eric Dukoff was in the Blue Hearts for a long time, Jeff Berg, Nick Toscano, Mike Law, Tim Brown. We're just buddies that have been musician friends for a long time. And Tim and Jeff play this place, Vincent's in Worcester. That's kind of a cool old...
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, all right, let's just do it. Let's all... So we're, you'll see...
That place is like an institution.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like
legendary.
a throwback kind of 50s Rat Pack kind of place. So that's Saturday night. So you don't know what's going to happen with that. It's going to be fun. Sunday, I'm playing with the Mike Crandall Tribute Band at the Norwich Arts Center.
Right.
The great Mike Crandall. So the Connecticut Blues Society has a scholarship fund in his name, and this is a fundraiser for that. So I'll be playing with the Mike Crandall Band, and then after that there is or the Mike Crandall Tribute Band.
Sure.
And then after that there's a big jam with Sugar Ray and some other people.
Nice.
Next Wednesday, I'll be at the Pub on Park in beautiful Cranston, Rhode Island with the Vintage Rhythm and Blues Ensemble. Tom Ferraro on guitar and Marty Ballou on bass from Duke Robillard and everybody else. 11:03, Monday, November 3rd is the first official release party at the Norwich Arts Center. So they're starting a new thing, Blue Mondays or First Mondays.
Yeah.
That's a great little theater right in downtown Norwich. November 16th, I'll be hosting the Players Sports Bar Blues Jam in Rockland, Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
The 19th, I'll be the featured guest at the Park City Music Hall Blues Jam with the great Tom Crivolone on guitar. 11/22, Simsbury at the Old Well. That's another release party.
You get around.
Yeah, well, I am this month. It'll be, another desert of gigs after this. But the 29th, Black Eyed Sally's is a big harmonica show with me, Dave Robbins, Johnny Marino, Wally Graney, and Junior Krause, I think.
Wow.
And then also Black Eyed Sally's December 27th, another release party. So that's my next month and a half. Oh, and I'll be putting an appearance at St. Casimir's in East Windsor.
Right.
Jad Tarek, I
Oh,
forgot who is
he's
coming
coming
through. So George Dudak put a show together.
Yep.
And I'll be getting up and tooting a couple on that one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a fun place.
Yeah, I like that. I showed up.
That was, I think, the one and
really?
only time we've really interacted was you were there and
Young Neil.
The one with Young Neil, yeah.
Yeah,
Young
yeah.
Neil, was it Young Neil and Sugar Ray, that one?
I think so.
Or was it Young Neil and Daryl Newlish?
I don't, you know what?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. But yeah, that was fun. I love George. And I was like, oh, hey, because I used to see Neil a lot, back in the day.
Yeah.
And when I was in 8 to the Bar, we intersected quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, Neil's an old friend, and I don't get to see him. And I don't know what happened. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and surprise George and have fun and see Neil. And it was great.
Yeah.
It always is.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. And then you see everybody at that thing.
It is one of those things where people come out of the woodwork and it's kind of a fun one.
Yeah. I was glad. That was fun. Yeah. I would go there again. We'll have to see what happens.
October 24th.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see if I could swing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that scene. It's cool. So when you've been active on the scene, you said for how long?
Well, I've been playing blues in Connecticut since I was 19.
Wow.
And I spent 98 to 2000. I was 24 to 26 in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
And I came back here in 2000 and, hit it pretty hard for the next 20 years.
Yeah. Maybe take us to the beginning, and then we'll see how it all pans out.
Sure.
So you grew up where?
I grew up in Old Saybrook.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. When you think of blues harmonica players, you think Old Saybrook, the home of the blues.
Yeah, the Connecticut River Delta.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. I literally grew a mile, less than a mile from the river. So.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I grew up in Old Saybrook, completely non-musical family.
Wow.
But my brothers are 7, 10, and 12 years older than I am. And my middle brother, the one that's 10 years older than me, when he was in high school, the Blues Brothers were the big thing.
Sure.
The movie, and then before that, Saturday Night Live and so forth. So he and his buddies really liked the Blues Brothers. And my brother had that first live Blues Brothers record.
Yeah.
So when I was in, 3rd, 4th grade, I'd listen to that on cassette riding the bus.
Yeah.
And over the next couple of years, I was like, I really like the harmonica. That sounds kind of cool.
Oh, nice.
So when I was about 12 or 13, I think it was 12, I took my Christmas money and bought a harmonica, and my life has been a mess ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from there, I figured out that those guys were comedians and not musicians. Although,
Right.
to their credit, on that first live record, after every song,
Sure.
Belushi says, "This is a Junior Wells song. This
Right.
is a
Right.
Willie Mabon
No.
song." So,
Right. Yeah.
you know, the first time I heard, everyone's heard that record. Nobody went out and bought a Willie Mabon record, but I did.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
So the kind of the next big thing was, remember that show 21 Jump Street with Johnny Depp?
Yes.
So there was an episode of that, and he had a date over, and he was cooking for her, and he was playing music, and the girl goes, "Don't you have any real blues?" And he goes, "Well, what do you consider real blues?" And she rattled off like 3 names, and the only one that stuck out was Muddy Waters. I'm like, oh,
sure.
That rings a bell.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
I've heard of that.
So
yeah.
the next day, I rode my bike to Record Town in Old Saybrook, right next to Caldor,
Wow.
and bought a Muddy Waters live cassette and put it on. And I always say this, I distinctly remember listening to it going, I don't know if I like this or not, but I do know I need to hear more of it. And then from there, it was pretty much nothing but blues.
Wow. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I never did the, looking at the back of a Rolling Stones record going, oh,
Right.
who's Chester Burnett? Who's,
Right.
This
Right.
guy. I went,
Yeah. Morgan McKinley.
Yeah. I didn't even, my son's name is McKinley.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of skipped the rock and roll thing, so I'm a little weird for that, and I'm just,
Hey, man.
it's been nothing but blues ever since,
Yeah.
with a rare exception.
That's cool.
Yeah,
And when did you realize that you had to have, how many harmonicas do you have to
a lot.
Right?
Yeah, a lot.
I mean, do blues bands don't play in every key?
No, they don't. But to be taken, it's a instrument that does not have the best reputation. So when you go, oh, sorry guys, I can't play in that key, it's not a good look. So
Right,
you got to be prepared to play in every key. I
You guys
probably
try to stump you? Go, well, the song is in B flat.
Oh,
they
so-
would never,
I was in LA.
just to not have you sit in. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. I was in LA, and I think I got set up by the guys hosting the jam. I was a young kid. Nobody knew who I was. And they put me up with this older guy, Louisiana guitar red, Cardell Boyette,
Okay. Here we
who
go.
I'm sure had no patience for some young harmonica player from Connecticut.
Sure.
So I get up
From Old
there.
Saybrook.
Yeah, right. And he looks at me and he kind of shrugs and he
Yeah,
goes,
sure.
on Broadway in C sharp.
Oof.
And I was like, okay. And then
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he kind of gave me a nod like, I thought you'd either get off
It's got to
stage
be harder
or
for him
tank
to
it."
play guitar in C sharp.
Yeah,
than it
right.
is for
Probably.
you.
So, there's an example of where having all the keys helps. But yeah, I probably didn't have a full set of harmonicas until college or something like
Wow.
that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's the world's only disposable instrument.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a drag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that happens, I guess, right? You got to have all of them because
Yeah.
you never know.
Yeah. I mean, I've got
Louisiana
and then
Slim's going to give you the business.
That's
or
right.
Whatever, or whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So, but you finally figured that out. You were like, okay, I got to have.
Yeah, a bunch, and then there's different. You can actually play in multiple keys on one harmonica, which certainly helps a lot.
Okay.
But
Okay.
most guys will play maybe 2. They're called positions. It just follows the circle of
Okay.
fifths.
So you start in a different place.
Yeah. So if the band calls off something in G, I'm going to use a C harmonica. But if I can also use a G harmonica to play in what's known as first position,
I got you.
or I can use an F harmonica to play in third position, and it just kind of follows the circle of fifths and the modes.
Wow.
So I figured that out pretty early on.
Now,
too.
how do you, back in the dark ages, which I imagine this was as far as information, how is it, I wonder how the old dudes, how they discovered, like you say, that you can play a harp in a different position. Like, is all that information can be known in one shot, or you
No.
just all You're just figuring it out.
Yeah. Nowadays you can find anything and everything.
That's
all the
what I'm
time.
saying. I
But
can't imagine.
Yeah. Back then, I mean, there's a book that came out in the 60s
Okay.
by this guy, Dave Ray, who was in this folk band, Ray Corner, Glover and Ray or something like that. They were kind of Bob Dylan-y, kind of folky guys. And it's really the first blues harmonica book, but it's all just wrong. There's more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just like,
Oh, wow.
Okay. Instead of, like some people theorize, instead of following the positions by the circle of fifths, he just calls them, oh, well, this is the one I discovered first, so I'll call this one first position.
Oh.
This is the one I called set, and it's not,
so
musically
if you follow
correct.
his
thing,
you're speaking.
Yeah, and then there's some other stuff that's just completely wrong. But there's definitely old harmonica recordings of guys that are playing in weird positions and they don't even know they are because they just, well, it sounds good, so I guess I'll do that.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. I would imagine at a certain point, you just invent it yourself without realizing that it
definitely
exists.
some of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, there's an old country blues song. It's just this one guy singing and playing a harmonica, and it's in fourth position. So he's playing an A harmonica in C sharp, which is not very common at all. And he doesn't know he's doing that, but he sure does make it sound good.
Yeah, right.
So,
do you ever? This might be. I don't want to waste too much time, but now you got me thinking.
That's all right.
Would you, if you were trying to play a harmonica in a different, would you choose something that was way out of position because it has things that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Every position has its own strengths and weaknesses and
Wow.
characters, and some are better for minor and some are better for major, and some you can do both. There's
Wow.
a myth, you can only play like third position is probably the third most common harmonica position, so that'd be like playing a B flat harmonica in the key of C.
Okay.
And a lot of people are like, oh, you can only play third and minor, and that's not true. I play most of my third and major. So,
wow.
But it's got its own different thing than the other two more common things. And then there's another one like, anytime you hear kind of high single note, high pitched Jimmy Reed stuff, or even most of the Bob Dylan stuff is first position. So just playing a harmonica in the key of the music.
Right. I see.
Yeah.
And the disadvantage to that is that now you're playing just a major scale.
Oh yeah, a little bit. But you can also bend it. You can bend the notes.
Okay. That's
the big thing. That's the other secret that you got to unlock when you're playing harmonicas.
Right.
Yeah. Like I remember before I got a book or anything, I was like, oh, the draw notes sound cool. I'm like, but I can't just play draw notes. I got to play all the notes. But I was figuring out this second position, the most common blues position, which is not mostly draw notes, but your root note is a draw note. And so those draw notes where you inhale, that's where the cool stuff happens.
I see.
So
yeah. It's more expressive that way.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Is there anybody who's known for doing it like the total hard way and they're just amazing, or?
Well, there's Howard Levy that plays with Bella Fleck and the Flecktones.
Yeah.
Like he can play in all 12 keys on one harmonica. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's freaky?
Yeah, it's definitely freaky. Yeah, he's like, some people, I remember seeing a guy a million years ago in California, and his gimmick was, I play guitar, I play bass with organ pedals, and I play a harmonica and a rack, and I only use a C harmonica, and I play everything on a C harmonica in all 12 keys.
Wow.
What nobody told me was he doesn't do any of them well.
Oh, boy. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So, he was doing it the hard way. But,
wow.
Yeah, it's kind of a parlor trick when you do it that way.
So most people generally follow the rules.
You're going to switch.
Huh.
Yeah.
Far out. Yeah, that's kind of wild. I never thought about it that much.
And then there's chromatic harmonica.
That's what I was going to say. Well,
right.
Just learn to play chromatic.
Right, which definitely has its own character. I realized I played tenor saxophone as a kid. I started up my my brother was a senior in high school when I was in 4th grade when he got an instrument, and he had the tenor saxophone for 1 more year. So like, oh, well, you can play clarinet. It's similar.
Right.
So I played clarinet for a year, and I got pretty good at that. And then when I got the tenor saxophone, it was really, really heavy. So I never brought it home to practice.
Oh, boy.
But I also realized that my brain is just not built for learning something. You know, every key, you got to learn a different pattern.
Yeah, sure.
You know, piano, you got to learn harmonica, same pattern, different notes.
I got you.
Guitar, same pattern, different notes.
Right.
You know, I don't. So playing chromatic harmonica.
You might as well play saxophone.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, I dabble in it because I have a better foundation of harmonica than anything else. But I do play chromatic. But there's the chromatic playing it in one key.
Right.
So it's kind of like that. It's again that third position. So C chromatic harmonica usually played in the key of D.
Yeah.
So I'm actually I dare not say I'm well known for that, but it's certainly something I do a lot. I play a lot of blues chromatic.
Oh wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, cool. And that's got its own character too when played that way. Yeah.
Yeah. You got me thinking. I don't want to spend too much time because now we got all these specific harmonica questions. But yeah, no, that's cool. I never thought about it. So, who were your inspirations? I mean, you kind of said it. But
so I would buy. So going back to how do you find out about stuff? I was obsessed as a teenager. I would buy any harmonica if it had harmonica on the cover.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
You know, especially blues records, but not only blues records, but also in high school, the only rock records I bought were like, oh, well, everyone likes that tune. What's the Rolling Stone Midnight Rambler?
Oh yeah.
So the only Rolling Stones record I ever bought was
right because it had a harmonica.
That one because I learned that song. So yeah, I would just buy anything with a harmonica on it. So I would buy every blues record. So I bought the Muddy Waters record. I'm like, okay, this is good. I don't know who these people are, and then I bought a record.
And what year would that have been?
That would have been
on harp. So that was.
So the live record was Muddy Mississippi Waters Live that came out in 1978 or something like that, and it was half Jerry Portnoy and half James Cotton.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. Well,
and that was
wrong with that.
One of the ones that Johnny Winter produced.
Okay.
And then I bought Boss Blues Harmonica. I'm like, well, that seems right up my alley. And that's by a guy named Little Walter, who's the Jimi Hendrix of
right. That's what I was going to.
It kind of changed how the thing is played technically and technologically. So that just blew my mind. And you can't be into blues harmonica and not like Little Walter. And I love Little Walter. That's for darn sure.
What's innovative? Man, I think I know, but now I will ask, like, what is the big deal?
So he wasn't the first guy to play amplified, just grab a microphone and plug it into a harmonic or a guitar amp, but he certainly made use of it artistically. It wasn't just like I'm in a crowded club, now people can hear me. It's
he created a sound.
It's distortion, it's reverb, and a more saxophone-like approach.
Okay.
And not just filling in the vocals, on a regular blues song, but the harmonica was already a lead instrument, but he really made it like, almost a jazz approach to harmonica, even though it's still just 12-bar blues.
Yeah. So that was the thing. Everybody has to go through that.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, there are certainly, if you're like a acoustic country blues guy, you don't have to be a Little Walter nut.
Yeah.
But it's so.
So you lucked out when you got that record.
Yeah, I did. I'd be like, that's what I want.
Yeah,
that's what I like.
And were you playing through an amp by then?
No, I think I got my first amp when I was 16.
Wow.
But I would do anything to get that. Like I remember, all right, let me try. There's a tape recorder. I got a microphone here.
Sure.
There's something in the back of the TV. Let me try that. So I was definitely trying it. And when I got an amplifier and at 16. I was like, yes.
And what's the main? Is it a twin? Like, what's the What's the grail? What's the holy grail of? I'm trying to think of like what when I play with George, what he would bring.
I would say in the early 90s, they reissued the 59 Bassman, the 410 Bassman.
Oh, okay.
But that's, that didn't come out until 1959, and all the great blues records were, 5 or more years before that.
Right, so they were just playing whatever.
Yeah, right.
Whatever was around.
One of the first thing that guys probably played amplified harmonica through were like PA heads, like these old Masco PA heads.
Okay.
And you'd probably have 3 microphones for the singer and mic and the piano, and then just off the mic, like a singer, it's fine.
Yeah.
But once you cup that mic and you get all that air going, and you get the compression and the distortion, so it changes the whole timbre of the instrument. So that was the beginning of amplified blues harmonica.
Wow.
And then they probably started experimenting with different guitar amps and whatever. But they're all teeny tiny guitar amps.
Yeah. And so what's the standard now? Like, what do you play through? Like, how
I have a Sonny Jr.
Okay.
He's a harmonica player from New Haven, built amplifiers for a long time. And basically it's his interpretation of a Bassman, a 59 Bassman. It's 410s, 50 watts or so.
Wow.
And then I've got my other big one that's even louder than that one is called a Meteor, also custom built for harmonicas. Okay. And that's got a 12-inch speaker and then 2 10s, kind of Mickey Mouse style. And that's probably about 50 watts.
Spring reverb?
No, I don't I use delay.
Do people is that a thing, or did I just...
Yeah, there's some guys like reverb, some guys like delay.
But you like a little slap back
the guys I like always use delay. Like even there used to be a guy, William Clark, who was a California, LA harmonica player, and he had his Echoplex that he wouldn't let anybody carry. He'd carry that to and from the gig.
Wow.
So he was maybe the first guy to use delay, and then other once the Boss DD3 or whatever
then everybody
80s.
was like, well, now we can get that sound.
Yeah. And then in the last 20 years, there's been kind of like the guitar pedal renaissance of the last 20 years. There's been a harmonica pedal to the point of ridiculousness.
Really?
Harmonica players have pedal boards now. And
yeah.
I'm guilty, but
sure.
I don't use it all the time. But there are guys making good outboard gear for harmonicas.
So the delay thing is a sound.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I know, you got to imagine. I'm just guessing because I don't really know, but I guess common sense. You would feel like the harmonica with the delay sound was probably leaking into somebody's vocal mic that had delay.
Yeah.
Someone goes, well, hey, what would happen if I had that for myself?
Yeah, I think
or something.
That's certainly Sun Records was known for their delay.
That's what I was thinking.
Chess Records in Chicago, they were known for their echo chamber. I guess they had a big echo chamber.
But I can just imagine the harmonica player goes, I want my own delay. What are you talking about?
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Who you think you?
Yeah, right.
Like you say,
nobody cares about that.
Right, and they go, I'm going to carry it. I'm just saying he probably accidentally heard a sound on a playback and said, what if I could do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. It's kind of wild. Think about it. Yeah, that's cool. And then when did you decide I'm gonna make a band? Like, I'm gonna do this.
So I started playing in bands in high school, even though it was not blues, but I was just happy to be playing.
Sure.
So I did the standard high school.
Yeah. Roadhouse Blues.
We did
whatever.
that. Actually, one of the first bands I was in was Blues Traveler was kind of big at that time.
Oh, okay. Right.
So they said, "Hey, you
so
play
at least
harmonica."
they had heard of a harmonica.
Yeah, they're right.
They weren't like a what?
And I remember hearing that first Blues Traveler record. I'm like, oh my god, that blew my mind. So that was kind of fortuitous that that was kind of popular for a while. So it got me in my first band, or one of my first bands.
Yeah.
So I did that in high school, and then in college I played in a jam band because it was the '90s and you had to.
Sure.
But when I was about 19, I answered an ad, and I think it was the Advocate, and it was somebody looking to put a band together, a blues band. So I answered it, and older African-American fellow on the phone. I said, well, I'm only 19. He's like, I don't care. And that was a guy named Nate Simmons, who was pretty well known in these parts. He used to play the Buttonwood Tree. I used to play the Buttonwood Tree with him all the time.
Sure.
And we did the band thing a little bit, but he was a Piedmont style, Brownie McGee kind of finger style acoustic guy. That was his real bread and butter.
Yeah.
And I played with him for a couple of years in my teens and early 20s, and I learned a lot from him, and I also learned a lot of what not to do from him. And sadly, he had a stroke a long time ago and died a couple of years ago. But yeah, I mean, I was. You
got your sound together.
Yeah. I mean, I learned a lot from him. That's for darn sure.
Wow.
And then when I turned 21, I was able to play clubs a little bit. When I was 19, we were playing clubs, but I would go the whole night without even asking for a water because I was afraid of losing my gig. And now I'll go through a Diet Coke and a beer every set because I'm making up for those days when I didn't even wet my whistle.
Yeah, me too.
And then when I was about 21, I hooked up with some guys out of New London County. You probably remember Sugar Daddy?
Yeah.
So the Sugar Daddy guys started a blues band around the same time.
The Sugar Daddy Blues Band.
It was Chris Lee and Blues DeVille.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember.
So I played with them right up until I moved to California in 1998.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Decided you're going to go out there.
Yeah, the style of blues I play is it's West Coast blues. It's unique kind of regional variation. Harmonica's big. Upright bass, arch top guitar, real 50s.
That's a California
bass.
thing?
Yeah, it's a California thing.
Wow.
So that's the stuff that turned my crank when I was younger. I went to college for audio engineering and music business.
Okay.
So,
where did you go?
I went to the University of New Haven.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was an audio engineer. They called it music and sound recording and then music industry. So I wanted to work for a record company or something like that and play music. So it was either New York or LA, but LA had all the musicians that I admired. So I moved to LA in 1998.
Wow. That's heavy.
Yeah. And I got to hang out with all the guys that records I liked and learned a lot.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How would you characterize the difference between East Coast and West Coast now?
Well, I mean,
like you said, like the West Coast was a little more authentic or
it was definitely, you would have, say mid 80s Ron Earl and the Broadcasters.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Strat and a Super and Fender bass and an organ.
I see.
And that's cool. I mean, I love that stuff. I love Ronnie Earl.
Yeah.
And it was, but that was also definitely more Fabulous Thunderbirds influenced as well.
I was going to say it's kind of like Roomful is the template.
Right. Think of the West Coast stuff as Roomful, so arch top guitar, upright bass, more up tempo stuff, but instead of horns, it's got harmonica.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of it. And then the drums have this real specific double shuffle thing that not a lot of guys pick up on.
On the West Coast?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Like it's basically doing like old T-Bone Walker records. It's a
and they don't do it here as much?
Not really.
Wow.
Yeah. It's one of those things that guys really don't hear. I don't know why.
We'll hang out because I'm not a blues expert at all. And I feel like I learned to shuffle.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm doing it the right way or whatever. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a dozen ways to do a double shuffle too. But I mean, you ever see that guy Zorro?
Yeah.
So Zorro had a good video. He did a whole bunch of blues feels.
Oh, cool.
And there's one.
I'll have to check that out.
His example is Louis Jordan. There ain't nobody here but his chickens. I think that was it. And he's like, all you do is it's just da 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 da. And he goes, you da 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 da. And he kind of paused and he came up with this until the check clears.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that's, I mean,
so it's both hands.
It's there's no, it's no backbeat. The eighths are.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but you can also drop bombs and accents
sure,
while you're doing
sure.
that. So that's
Wow.
what the up tempo West Coast drums thing is.
Oh wow! So not backbeat oriented.
No, not really. I mean, you can
interesting.
you can do that, and that's
Wow.
but that's I think kind of uniquely
Wow.
L.A. or West Coast, but also that comes from 40s Texas stuff, T-Bone Walker and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's really interesting.
Yeah,
I feel like I probably know that, but I don't know exactly where it comes from.
yeah,
You know. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Louis Jordan. You know.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
that's
stuff.
that's the
just
roots
on
of
my
that.
own. You know,
Yeah.
I just discovered it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And so, out there in California, and then what happened? You decided.
So yeah, I was well, a couple of things. When I moved out there in 1998, there was a big merger in the music industry. Like Seagram's bought up literally half the music industry.
Sure.
So finding a job, granted I'm not exactly a go-getter door knocker either, but I thought it would have been a little easier to find something. But so I wasn't exactly setting the world on fire with my career. I worked at Sam Ash for a year.
Yeah.
And then I managed a rehearsal studio. But the thing that brought me back here was my wife was started dating my wife who was back in Connecticut. And I was like, well, I guess I'll move back. So here I am.
And try and show these people how to play.
I wouldn't say that, but yes. Yeah.
Wow. And it was the right move?
Yeah, no regrets.
Oh, good.
No regrets at all.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I probably musically was able to accomplish much more because I didn't, when I moved to LA, I definitely wanted to play. It was as much about learning as it was about playing.
Uh-huh.
But I was like, well, if it happens, if I get to play full time, great. But if it doesn't happen, I'm not I'm going to do this no matter what.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm kind of glad I wasn't, because now it's very difficult to make a living as a touring blues musician. So
Sure.
Yeah.
But you did feel like you met the folks out there. Like did you find out what you wanted to find out?
Yeah, I
as
did.
A player?
I did.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Who were the main? Who did you learn the most from out there?
There was a guy named Rod Piazza and the Mighty Flyers, who's pretty much the king of California.
Okay.
Harmonica, kind of one of the pioneers of that West Coast style. So I used to go see him all the time, sat in fairly often. There was a guy named Linwood Slim, Richard Duran, who was another singer, harmonica player who I absolutely loved, and he was tremendous to me, really took me under his wing. And,
that's cool.
And, I always say that in the 2 years I was in LA, I saw him more than anybody else saw him. If he had a gig, I was there.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was super nice and super sweet to me, and always kept in touch. So I learned a lot from him.
How far off the mark were you before you went? Like, did you have to tear yourself completely down, or were you okay?
I was on the path. And nobody ever said do this, don't do that.
No, I'm just curious. Like, you weren't like, oh man, I'm not even close.
No,
or were you like, okay?
Every once in a while, I'll be like, oh, I thought I could do that. Now I gotta figure it out.
That's why you went. Right?
But yeah, it was more. I always joke that I learned more hanging out in parking lots than I did watching guys on the bandstand.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was always like, oh, do you have that record? You don't have
right.
Robert Nighthawk, Bricks in My Pillow? You got to get it.
Wow.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
But I'd see guys play. I don't know a thing about drums.
Okay.
I have zero limb independence. I can't play drums. I can't play piano. I can't sing and play guitar at the same time. And the only thing I can show anybody how to play is a double shuffle, just because that's the one thing that most guys don't.
Show me when we're done
sure.
with this, yeah.
So, when my son got a drum set, the first thing I showed him was, all right, here's a double shuffle.
Yeah, sure.
So I learned enough to kind of take that and twist it around and come up with my own thing. So.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's interesting. I just speaking for myself, I don't remember how when I started to become of age and trying to play gigs and trying to get out there. I wasn't playing in blues bands, but every band was starting to had a shuffle or two.
Yeah,
and I had no idea what to play. And right about that time, Stevie Ray Vaughan was a big deal.
Right.
And I also discovered kind of the same thing, like Blues Brothers. I'm just kind of trying to find my way, and I found the B.B. King at the Regal.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And I knew there was some more going on with the snare, the double kind of shuffle thing. And I would realize that a lot of some of the older rock dudes that I was watching play were playing like a rock shuffle. They didn't know how to do that two-handed thing. And I didn't know if I was doing it right or not, but I literally said to myself, I go, if I can figure out how to float, how to do that, I'll start getting these gigs.
Yeah.
And I used to practice shuffles until I could kind of get the feel and go, all right, I got this. And it actually happened. I would sit in and they would go, oh man, he knows how to play a shuffle. But in the broad world, I have no idea how I rate, but
Yeah, it's
no one was really doing it quite.
Right, yeah.
Not quite, they're playing some kind of wonderful kind of rock shuffle.
Right, yeah.
And I was just like, that's not what I'm hearing with, and then come to find out, I'm like, duh, well, so that's Texas style.
Right.
I didn't know the difference, but I felt like I got somewhat close.
Yeah, like when I think of a shuffle, like a Chicago blues shuffle, a lot of those guys were like, they probably grew up listening to big band stuff, and then probably got, we're playing in small jazz bands. There's a story of a guy, Fred Belo, that played on Chuck Berry records and stuff like that. And it's not a true story, but it makes a good story. Like, he was a jazz guy, and he got hooked up with Little Walter and started playing blues gigs. And he, the story is he stunk, and they stayed up all night with him or something like that. And he got it right eventually, but that's not the case at all. He was pretty good. He was a trained musician from the beginning. There was I can't remember the name of the so-and-so school of percussion that in Chicago that guys would go to, they'd get their GI Bill money and go there. But yeah, it's a good shuffle still kind of has its roots in jazz, I think.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, that's cool. So then you came back to Connecticut and said, I'm going to kind of try to launch.
Yeah, so the rock band, one of the rock bands in high school, my buddy Eric Dukoff was a guitar player in that, and he was a straight up hard rock metal guy.
Yeah.
But nobody wanted to hear that at their high school dance, so we did Beatles and Stones and Blues Traveler. And then we both went to college, and then towards the end of college, he calls me up and he's like, "Hey, I want to put a blues band together." And I'm like, "No, you don't. You like Rush and Van Halen."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, I want to do it." So I gave him a stack of records, and I'm like, "All right, well, listen to this." And he goes, "Yeah, that's the stuff." I'm like,
"Oh,
all right,
okay."
So we tried.
Where did he get started?
We both grew up in Old Saybrook. He loved Van Halen. He went to Berkeley for a year and realized that wasn't for him, but he always played guitar. He went to UConn, played in rock bands. Somehow I think it was subbed in Spring Heel Jack.
Yeah.
And then somehow got into Blind Justice. And toured with Blind Justice for a while.
This is that guy. All right.
Yeah.
And then ends up at the Blues.
Yeah, right. So you can imagine, the guy, my buddy who played with Blind Justice calls me up and says, "I want to play at a blues band."
You're like, yeah, right.
Sure you do.
Yeah, sure.
So we tried putting something together, and we were just both awful. So it never got off the ground. I went to California. I started to get better. He started to get better. He was still interested in playing blues. He actually played with Chris Lee after I left. And then I came back, and he was in the middle of putting what he thought was going to be a trio together. And I basically joined his trio. And because I had business cards that said Ryan Hartt the Blue Hearts from when I was in California, that's what is the band. So, and my joke in California was I called the band Ryan Hartt the Blue Hearts because you could go see me 3 nights in a row, and the only person that would be there consistently was me.
Yeah, sure.
So, sure. We started playing all over the place, and we made 3 records between 2002 and 2012. We won the Connecticut Blues Challenge 3 times, went to
nice.
Memphis 3 times,
Cool.
won the Advocate Best Blues Band thing a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then after a while, the drummer moved to Turkey, and Eric wanted to do other things, and he was probably sick of harmonica. I'm sick of harmonica, so I don't see why not.
Yeah.
So he went he left, and it was just kind of me, and it's been kind of me for the last 10 years, which is on the one hand liberating, but also I certainly miss the esprit de corps of a band.
Sure.
So that was pretty great having that for 4 years. It was 4 guys who were into it, and we were able to accomplish a lot.
You have cats around here that know what to do, or you have to slap them around?
I do, but all the really good guys are so busy that it's hard to keep a steady lineup. I'd love to. I've got a lot of original tunes that have twists and hooks, and you got to learn and you got to rehearse them.
Yeah.
And I just can't. I suppose I could, but there's not enough work.
Yeah.
I've definitely lost my pizzazz for playing live a little bit in recent years, so I'm certainly to blame for that. But yeah, it's a very specific thing that not a lot of, you can be a good guitar player, good blues guitar player, but if you don't know who Tiny Grimes and Pee Wee Creighton are, then
right.
I don't know what to tell you, but
right.
And that's references that just went over 60, 90% of the people listening right over their heads.
Yeah,
so,
me included, just barely.
It's a very specific thing for me to do it the way I want to, and there are guys out there that can do it, and I use them when I can.
But then you decided recently to fire it up again.
Yeah. I don't know why. I guess I had the songs. I knew I had something to say.
Mm-hmm.
I started before COVID, and then nothing happened. Yep. And then I was like, all right, I got to get going on this. And there was one summer, so I'm a teacher, so I have my summers off. I work summer jobs, and I busted my butt one summer about 3 summers ago, and I'm like, all right, I got a little bit of cash. Let's finally do something with this. So
yeah.
So I started working on it, and now, just in time for the thing to come out, I don't have any more cash.
Oh boy, yeah. Wow.
So, but the industry changed so much in the 13 years since my last one. It's pretty amazing. But but I still,
why not?
I don't make them to sell them, and I knew this one. My first CD, 2002, we sold 1,000 copies.
Right.
Second CD, 2005. All right, well, let's get 1,500, and we sold 1,000 copies.
Oh wow.
Third one, 2012, I think. I think we got, I don't know what we got, but I still got a lot left over. That was when streaming started.
Yeah, right.
But this one, I still got a lot of CDs because radio stations want CDs. The blues crowd is not exactly technologically savvy sometimes, so they still like physical product. And then the other thing is, you know how it is. You want 250 CDs, it's $1,000. You want 1,000 CDs, it's $1,200. I'm like, all right, well, I'll just get a bunch, and eventually I'll be, leveling my kitchen table with CDs 20 years from now. But the point of that was, I just, it's got to come out. I got these songs, I got something to say musically. So
what do you feel like that this particular album says that you hadn't said before?
Well, this is the only one that I've produced all by myself.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, not all by myself.
At the dude's house.
Yeah.
But you're calling the shots.
The plan was I was going to produce it myself, but Jeff, the engineer, who's, a great musician, he made as many creative decisions as I did. So I decided to give him credit as co-producer. But, while it was my band, I'd say it's my band, but we were a 4-way democracy.
Yeah.
And I usually lost anyway, but they were my songs. I sang most of the songs. I wrote most of the songs. But I didn't produce the things, but I had a hand in it. And I was like, I definitely think I'm a little too close to it to be a good, an effective producer of my own stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So now, all right, well, I've produced something pretty good on my own, well, more or less on my own. Now, all right, you know, like to produce somebody else for a try.
Hey.
So we'll see how
There
that
you
goes.
go.
But yeah, it was producing it myself, or trying to at least. And then I just had a bunch of songs that were halfway decent and kind of clever. And then my original plan was, I got all these songs. Let me record the 20 songs I have and pick the 10 best.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it was just so hard to get guys. So I'd have this guy in mind for this song, but he couldn't make it. So all right, well then this guy's better for that song. So I had maybe 15 songs and I picked the 10, 11 best of that one. So that's there's 5 originals, a couple instrumentals, and 4 or 5 covers. So.
Cool. Yeah, I can only imagine from the review, but he made it sound like it was retro sounding or whatever that.
It definitely is. It's
cool.
You know, the first,
in a good way. He said it sounded, you know. Well,
the first record we made was an intentionally lo-fi. We were going for a real 50s chess records kind of thing, and we probably went too far on that one.
Oh boy.
The second one, we definitely wanted something more hi-fi. And that was the first one we did. We did the first one on ADATs.
Yeah,
in 2002.
Sure.
Second one in 2005. That was Pro Tools.
Yeah.
And even though I worked in Pro Tools in college, I'd never really done anything serious with it. And just the things you could do in Pro Tools, even in 2005.
Yeah.
That was life-changing. So like, you know, great. 2-inch tape sure does sound good, but everything's so compressed anyway these days.
Right.
So who needs that?
Kind of.
Third one we did in Pro Tools. Eric, the guitar player, bought a bunch of stuff, and we did that at a friend's garage. He had a big barn, and that's one of the best sounding records we did.
I'm saying that's probably pretty cool.
And that one was definitely the more, you know, even though the roots of everything I do is kind of 50s blues, that was the most contemporary sounding record as far as styles and approach. There, you know, once upon a time I thought, I'll never do anything with electric bass. That's too modern. And
wow.
That record's almost nothing but electric bass. So yeah, this one the plan was definitely a return to older, you know, and every record also got less and less harmonica on it. And this is intentionally a harmonica record.
Oh wow. Okay.
So there's lots of harmonica.
So it's better sounding retro kind of.
I would say so. Yeah.
Cool.
I didn't.
It sounds really cool.
You know, you can do the retro thing where it sounds like one mic and you know, you're tons of reverb and stuff like that. I didn't want it to sound quite that, but I didn't want it to sound like overproduced. Yeah. Either. So it's yeah.
Did you feel like you got what?
Yeah, I got exactly what I wanted.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then what's next? We're getting close.
Yeah.
And then what's next? Who knows?
I don't know.
Let this happen.
This will be, you know, the other thing is I'm doing a big push on this one. You know, the last record was the best thing I ever did up to that point. And, you know, it just kind of went nowhere, unfortunately. We probably should have hired a publicist or something like that. Yeah, and plus people's interest in the band was waning, so there's nothing wrong with that. So this one, I budgeted money for a little bit of a promotional push. I got a guy, Rosie Rosenblatt, who used to own, what's the name of it? Out of Boston.
I don't know.
Oh man, it was Susan Tedeschi had a record on. What is it? Something Tone Cool. Cool Records.
Yeah.
Rosie Rosenblatt out of Boston, and he's doing his own promotion thing. So I talked to him. So he's giving it a big press promotion. I'm doing radio myself. So, you know, it won't sell a lot, but hopefully people will hear it, and maybe I can get some gigs out of New England. You know, my previous recordings did really well in Europe.
Oh, nice.
And I was never able to really capitalize on that because I had kids and a job. And so I'd love to get over and play in Europe. And
maybe this one will give you the push that you can get over.
That's the plan. Cool. So.
And then who knows? Then
this will definitely be the last physical thing I ever do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever make CDs again.
Wow. Okay.
And I might even just do, once a year make a single or something. Two tunes. So we'll see.
Unless this thing blows up, which who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I could be the next Sugar Man or something like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You have to die first, though.
Oh, well, all right.
Or no. He resurged before.
Or who's the other guy? Is it Rodrigo? Who's the Sugar Man? Or
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I joke with my kids how I'm huge in Scandinavia and
right
and the Netherlands and stuff like that.
Sure, of course.
So.
Yep. Yeah, I had my last original band. We were starting to bubble up in South Africa, of all places, and we couldn't get it together to go. But it was like, we're big in South Africa.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice, whatever. All right, we're getting close to the end, so I have little wrap-up questions.
Yep,
kinda,
I
right?
came prepared.
Okay, all right. Well, then tell me what the questions are, and then answer.
Desert island food.
Hit it.
I would say pizza.
Sure.
I'd say, not the most exotic answer.
No.
Maybe, if you could live on margaritas alone, maybe margaritas.
Oh, nice.
Or Manhattan for the rest of my life. But, but definitely food, it's pizza.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Desert Island albums, 5.
So, Little Walter Boss Blues Harmonica.
Sure.
This one's kind of a cheat because it's three cassettes when I bought it.
There's no rules.
The Muddy Waters Chess Box.
Sure.
That was my 16th birthday present. Rod Piazza live at BB King's.
Okay.
Johnny Mathis Merry Christmas.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's my favorite record of all time.
Wow. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
I always say for the playtime to joy ratio for something that only gets played 1 month out of the year.
You get a lot out of it. Wow.
And that was, my parents had like 3 records growing up.
Yeah.
And that was one of them.
Yeah.
So. And then the last one I went back and forth. Probably the Hollywood Fats Band, Rock This House.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay, yeah. I'm a big Paladins fan, so I remember
Paladin. Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, there's a half a dozen records that all came out right around 1994 that are sort of my musical DNA, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
It could have been Linwood Slim, Lost in America, Junior Watson, Long Overdue, Johnny Dyer, Listen Up. So those are all 1994 records. But Hollywood Fats is, everything that those records do, that one does it.
Cool.
On 11. So.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'm into checking out because I don't know everything in that realm, but I'm interested.
So the bass player for the Hollywood Fats Band was Larry Taylor, that played with, he was a session guy, played on the Monkees,
right?
Played with Canned Heat, played on all the good Canned Heat stuff, and then he played with Mayall on occasion. Okay. Oh, and he played with Tom Waits too.
Oh, there you go.
So anytime you see Tom Waits on Letterman in the 90s and 2000s, it's Larry Taylor.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. One show that you saw that changed your whole flip your.
So I think June of 1995. So I'd been into Rod Piazza since I was 16.
Sure.
So I had just turned 21, and I had all the records. There was a live record. That live record that I mentioned came out the year before that, and just finally getting to see him. And, he does this thing where the band drops out and he plays solo harmonica and he walks through the crowd and he gets up on the bar.
Yeah.
And then the band drops in and it's just, it was everything I hoped it would be. And it was, And the, showmanship, great, but the musicianship just as great.
Cool.
So that was definitely like one of those, I can't believe I'm actually seeing this.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I when I was young, before I was 21, I was a big, I still am, but I was a big NRBQ fan, and I could only imagine.
Yeah.
And the minute I turned 21, they were the first band I went and saw, and it was everything that I just was like, okay.
Yeah.
Now that I see it, I understand much more about what's going on, so I know the feeling.
Yep.
It was wild, yeah. All right, well, we can get out of here.
Okay.
The new album yet to be released.
It'll be out October 14th.
Which is soon.
So so long as DistroKid licenses my covers every time I'm saying, I'm like, give me a break. But it'll be on Bandcamp.
Okay.
It's on Bandcamp right now if you're listening to this before, so go buy it. But,
No, I will.
And then wherever I go, I'll have some in my glove box. So
cool.
Come and get them.
And it's called
Be About It.
Be About It. That's right. That's right. We're being about it. Yeah. We're going to be about it. We're being about the Jon Peckman podcast right now. For example, that's just what we're being about right now. You know,
I'm all about it.
Hey, cool. Hey, you know what I'm saying? All right. Any last words?
No, thank you very, very much.
Of course, yeah. Why not?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I do too. Yeah, you reached out and I was like, all right, well, this is all going to work out. Right before you release.
Yeah.
So cool. All right, hey, I'm going to press the button. There, I pressed the button. All right, Jon Peckman podcast. Ryan Hartt was here. New album coming out. Be About It. Check it out. We are in Portland, Connecticut. That's where we are. Go over the bridge, pull a Yui, park in front of the music store at the red neon light. We have vinyl, we have music lessons, we have all kinds of things here. We have this beautiful podcast studio. You can have your own show here. Thank you, Ryan Hartt, for coming. I appreciate it. And that is all.
If you'd like to start your own podcast, give us a call at Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Our professionally designed podcast space is here for all your recording needs. Rent out our studio to do interviews with up to 4 people, to record audiobooks, social media content, and all other recorded material. Our rentals include a private studio along with our professional-grade podcasting equipment, and we can customize your output to whatever your needs are. We also have green screen capabilities, which will expand to video capability if you so wish. So check us out here at convalley.net/podcast.